motherfucker, that's where I stay.
On the south side, we stay paid, motherfucker.
Hey, what's the word, everybody? It's your boy E.T. here, Enough Talk Podcast. And we bringing y'all another guest here, female artist, Miss Arshae.
Yes,
and I'm gonna still fuck there. I be fucking up people's names, man. What the fuck, man? Too much be on the brain. But yes, we got Miss Arshae here. You want to give it a little
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Arshae.
Yeah.
Miss BTV herself.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into them and let them know where you from.
I'm originally from Minnesota, but I'm raised in Houston, so I got a little bit of Midwest and South in me.
Okay, so in Minnesota, you were born out there, or like you
I
went
was
to school
born
out
and
there?
partially raised. Yeah. So I left Minnesota when I was 11.
Okay. How is Minnesota? Like, I'm a person, I barely go out of Texas. The only other state I go to is probably Louisiana or some shit,
So, honestly, I feel like every city kind of got its similarities, where everywhere got its hoods and stuff like that.
Countryness.
Yeah. The main thing about Minnesota that, people like to say is it's cold, but honestly,
true.
It's not just cold and weather. Like, black people is treated cold out there. Like, it's not really opportunity. It's not really, everybody in Minnesota usually hustling, getting it out the mud. Like, that's the type of city it is.
Okay.
You don't really see people succeeding in other stuff.
So saying like not that much entertainment out there?
It's some artists, but like artists got to leave Minnesota to really blow unless they like appealing to the white crowd.
Okay. Now I ain't gonna lie, to lace me up, who's some artists that we should know about that's from Minnesota?
I mean, of course, y'all. There's a legend from Minnesota, Prince.
Oh well, before their time, I ain't even know.
But it's a few undergrounds, like a lot of dudes I know. It's L.A. Trello.
Okay.
He real hard. It's a few females, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably the hottest,
Yeah. Okay, that's fire. So yeah, and you was out there until when? Like what grade? What age?
I left there basically right out of elementary school. I came out here in middle school. I was 11 when I left, but I've always been like brought up before, like saying, I ain't gonna say before my time, but like I was older than I was when, at that age. Like most 10-year-olds weren't doing the shit that I was doing.
Okay, what you say, like as of you said in the EMT business or like just life?
Just in general,
lifestyle?
Just life. Yeah.
I understand.
I really started like, I went to a performing arts school out there, so that's really where I started rapping at. But then when I moved out here, I just kind of chilled on it. Okay.
Now, see, also you started with vlogging. Did you do vlog out there or here?
Nah, that was something I started here. So I was doing all kinds of YouTube stuff. I'm in a few like big YouTuber stuff like Kiana J's, Darren's. Like if you go look up like just Arshae, that's really what I went by at first.
Yeah.
But when I started rapping, I took the just out because I didn't want people to be like, oh, she's copying just Britney. So.
Man. But I understand though. Some people would think that.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, okay, so let's get into you coming to Houston. So you came into Houston 11, 12 years old. Where did you go from there? Like school, how was the school experience? How was it like connecting with people?
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first came here, I thought everything was like horses and cowboys.
Not for real. They swear we country there.
Yeah, I was real scared to move out here, but we had to kind of move out here. My daddy is heavy in the streets, and he had caught a long bid, so my mama just wanted us away from all that and wanted new opportunities. So we moved out here. When I got here, I realized that it wasn't just all horses and shit.
Yeah, a lot of shit. It's a weak gumbo. Whole bunch of shit going on.
Yeah, so I've always been on the north side though, mainly. I went to school in Eckers Homes, moved to Studewood for a little bit. So I'm like, I've really been on the north side growing up. I moved to the south side when I first got in college and stuff like that. But Houston just it changed my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Like before I came here, I never thought it was really just anything bigger than probably like the regular stuff. Like
ain't nothing bigger than the mountains out there. So Minnesota.
Like I've always dreamed of making it somewhere, but like you know.
You want to expect Houston.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you experienced the north side and the south side life, you want to let them know the experience, like the difference? Because you know that's, especially you see it from Acres Home to Studewood.
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep.
I've always been on the north. So, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, growing up, I feel like the north side, it got a lot of kids, and as well as the south side. I feel like the south side got like more killing. I feel like the north side got more like hustlers. Like a lot of people really trying to get it on the north side.
From scratch, raw, out the mud. Correct.
And that's what I really believe the real difference is. Like, I feel like both sides got a lot of potential, but a lot of people on the south side end up getting caught up in whatever it is, and they just throw stuff away.
Yeah, because south side, both sides have opportunities, but I think south side got more opportunities than the north, because like, let's say like gigs or clubs or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like north side got that shit, but it's like damn near like underground, local, holding the wall type, compared to like south side having the MLK.
Yeah,
you know
they got the real big stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
all the north siders go to the south side for the big things.
Exactly.
That's true.
Or a third ward, the central south or whatever type. So nah, that's true. Even though both of them do have potential, like how you say, but it's kind of tough though, because even though we say the north, they are like a whole, but they still have their dividings.
They are definitely divided. For sure.
You know what I'm saying? To where from Stead to motherfucking home to Studewood, like all of them like got and they all got their own different culture too, like little style type shit.
That is very true.
And compared to the south, from South Park or Hiram Clark or what is it, a third ward or whatever? Yeah.
Sunnyside.
Correct. Yeah. Boys, I got like how you say like, I have an old soul too, because like my mama had me young, like at 15, so I was
mine too.
So I was going with her.
Yeah.
I was going through her childhood with her and like learning a lot of shit early, seeing, experience, was informed with a lot of shit, all that type of shit. So but yeah, no, that's
I tell people all the time, like the stuff I've seen most people wouldn't understand, but then it'd be like, how you go through all that and you still, keep it? Because I learned how to turn trauma into something else. Like a lot of people get caught up in that and get stuck in that, but I really learned how to change it into something else.
Okay, yeah.
And that's what I appreciate.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I learned what not to be or not to
that
be.
part.
Shit, that's all. If
that
you knew better, you would do better, basically.
Yeah.
Shit, but heck yeah. So okay, you artistry start before the artistry. What made you want to go into being a vlogger, though?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was working a lot of different. I've tried everything. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never been one that just wanted to be like in the spotlight. So I think I tried everything behind the scenes first, and it was just like, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. And my god sister, she had started doing YouTube. She was like, man, like, if people really knew our story, people really, understood certain stuff, they really mess with it. So I got into it like, I'm like, all right, cool. Because honestly, like 17, I moved out. I went to college. I got my own apartment, like fresh. I did 1 year in college, like living on campus. Then I got my own apartment. And like the lifestyle I was living at 18, usually like most 21-year-olds living. Like I'm talking about, I was in the club every night doing whatever, having fun. Yeah, like I'm talking about every day. The 6 a.m. going to sleep for a couple hours, you back outside.
To a strip club, to back to next day, a brunch. Well, brunch just started popping, but back then it wasn't no brunch. It was after 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Guaranteed. Yeah.
And that's how it was for me. So I was just adjusting to that life. And like it was a lit life. So and then I was around like a lot of different content creators and stuff. Like King Darren, I knew him from when I was a kid. So
Darren, that's like a little cousin to me too.
Yeah. See, me and his sister danced with each other growing up. So I knew him and I'm like, damn, okay. I'm all right, cool. Me and my sister tapping into this scene. So when I first tapped into it, I enjoyed it a lot. Like I realized like my purpose, maybe I do gotta be on the scene. But then I went through like a real deep depression, and that's what kind of brought me away from that, because what a lot of people don't do, and I hate that I did it too,
Mm-hmm.
they don't never show the bad side of stuff.
For real.
And I really feel like maybe if we did show the bad side, a lot of people really understand, like, okay, it's more than just the glitz and the glam.
Facts.
You got to go through something to get somewhere, and a lot of people don't be getting it.
Facts. Because, yeah, like, say the industry that I was in high school, as, like, the people know, party promoting. When it came to Twitter, people just, everybody wanted to be a party promoter. And this is around, like, 2010, 2011. So the club and party scene started being polluted to everybody thinking that they can do it. Because we grabbing hosts, and then I guess they paid attention to where, like, the process, we were like, all right, you a host, but you got to bring 5 people.
5 people, yeah.
Yeah, and once they start noticing that they can bring that many, this and that, but they don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand the fees that you got to pay. It's probability with that. Like, you have to pay the hall or the club. You have to pay security. You have to pay the DJ. So if nobody come, if it's a disaster, weather, or if anything happens, you know, and
people still got to get paid.
They still got to get paid. So that shit is tough. They don't understand the losses. Because me, as a person always push good business, it's times that where I have to come out of my pocket to make sure my security and DJ paid just to have them on the next play guarantee.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, they don't realize, like I said, they don't never see the bad side. So everybody be like, oh, I want to do it because it's trendy or it's popular. Yeah. But then they ain't realizing how much money you really spending on it. Like,
that's what made me say, fuck the club. I'm promoting Texas, man, and just link with people and this and that, because that shit, probability, and man, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
But yeah, though. And the lifestyle of being that, it comes with a lot too.
And you got people looking at you just, oh, okay. They plotting. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You still got a lot of plotters.
Yeah, for real.
Plotting. Thinking you got something you don't even got for real.
Exactly.
Like, thinking you got something that you putting back into your business.
Exactly.
Like, I tell people all the time, you got to lose to win, though. Like, when it comes to any industry, when you being an entrepreneur, trying it on your own, you gonna have to take some losses, but all of them is, you know, leading up to them wins. So
guaranteed.
It'd be worth it.
So yeah, though. So the next question is that when did it come down from you transitioning from being a vlogger to an artist? Where, did you say you tried all creations, all categories of what you were fit in, for probably like modeling, you know?
I tried modeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do acting, I'm not gonna lie, but it's like, that's a hard industry to really like
stay in.
Yeah. Like, it's still something I'm in, but it ain't like my main thing. My main thing is this, but I've tried pretty much everything. Like, I was doing hair because I can braid, I can do lace. I took
all around artist.
Yeah. Like, I was paying, I'm talking $1,000 hair classes back to back just so I can get better at it, just to realize, oh, this ain't for me, you know. So I lost so much money until like I said, I went through that deep depression when I was doing YouTube, and I kind of took a back from I stepped back from everything. And when I was going through that depression, I really wanted to leave. I ain't gonna lie, like, it got to the point where I was kind of suicidal, and my godmom kind of pulled me out of it, and she had me going to church and stuff. So when I started going to church, I ain't gonna lie, I just started writing. Like, cause she was like, you know, write your feelings down. But it's like, me writing my feelings down turned into raps. So I was discovering
poetry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that had me like going back to childhood stuff. Like, one of my very first songs I dropped is called Secrets. And it talk about like family secrets, like molestation, stuff like that kids go through, but it don't never really get brought out on the scene. So that's really what started it, is me going through that depression. But I ain't gonna lie, like, me writing originally, like I said, I never wanted to be in the spotlight. So I was like, okay, once I got all my little emotion like stuff written down, then I started like writing hot stuff, and I was trying to get that out to other artists. Like, I just wanted to be a behind the scenes writer because I knew I could write. I was gifted in it. But I had a dream one day, and I was asleep. I had a dream. I was on stage singing one of my songs, and like the whole crowd was rapping back. And I'm like, I woke up that next day. I called my homegirl. I'm like, man, I had this dream. Da 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 da. And she like, go ahead, go record.
Yeah.
So I just figured it out from there. I'm talking about, I didn't know how to get beats, none of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, but you end up figuring it out.
Yeah, I figured it out from there.
Yeah, though. Now, one of the songs I like for sure is the Bennett. That flow, yeah. And then you have the other one that you just did a mic drop to. What was it?
Fan.
No, not the Fan. It's another one. I saw two
Stand
of
on
them.
That.
Stand on That.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, been that, I see that quality, just to get my criticism, whatever with it. Quality, fire, bars, delivery. Like I could feel that you for sure enjoyed that song.
Yeah.
And then Stand on That, I see like you're trying to deliver most of a message than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no. Okay, so you say you sing too?
I do a little bit. I can't sing for real, but I
Yeah.
do got like on my project.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna see because I'm dropping a project real soon.
Mhm.
I'm dropping it in May. Hopefully it's out by like May 9th. If not, it'll be dropped the weekend after. But it's called Black Rose, and Black Rose is gonna be like really. It's gonna show all aspects of me. But because like roses is usually what people give their love and enduring.
And different colors and different type of roses.
But then the Black Rose, it signifies resilience.
Okay.
Endurance, like the light in the pain. So that's why that's the name of the project, because
Okay.
I really realized like that's what it all is.
Okay.
Like a lot of people see BTB as a hot song,
Yeah.
like, it's a lit song. But that came, I was going through a really, really bad breakup. I was holding this dude down in jail, long story short.
Yeah.
And he did some real foul stuff. I went to sleep, woke up the next day, heard the beat.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had to remind myself who I was.
Yes.
Like, nah.
Yeah. Because for sure the first two, I think you got 3 verses or 2 verses on there.
2.
Yeah, the second verse, you talking directly to somebody.
Yeah.
For sure. I was like, damn, okay. You let me know, like, you give me your whole receipts of what you have been doing and all, like, expressive. The first one, you, like, ego talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nigga, like, I'm that, this and that, and etc. Second one, you, like, you can't believe that you was doing this for something to where it made you realize of who you are.
Yeah, like, you
Yeah.
a queen. Like, put your crown on right. Like,
Yeah.
it don't be worth it. And that's kind of, like, where I shifted to. Like, I used to do the little get backs, the this for that, but now it's like, all right, cool, you play with me, I'm one in my bag. Like, and that's where kind of fan came in. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm in that.
Yeah, that's nice though. That's fire. Okay, so what this tape for to be your first tape?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how you feel about it?
I'm excited because
Okay.
honestly, some of the songs, like I can do music consistently, but I haven't put it out, So like some of it y'all gonna see is really like from the beginning of my journey up until kind of now. So you're gonna see new, you're gonna see old, and then like right after the tape, I'm going all in. Like y'all gonna see all the new stuff, all of that.
Yeah.
But I think this first tape is really gonna capture the whole journey, and it'll make people understand me more as an artist.
Okay.
Y'all look at the R&B side. I really love R&B music. I'm an R&B girly. I rap, but I'm an R&B girly as far as what I like.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of tapped into that side a little bit. Got a little soft. Got a little vulnerable. It's gonna be lit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's fire. Okay, how many tracks are you gonna have on it?
It's gonna have 11.
11. Okay, that's nice. So
Mhm.
which one is your the track that you put your most all into? I'm sure you put your all in all the tracks, but which one that had you like in that mental state of like, yeah, I gotta make sure that this right here.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I got a track called Never Going Back, and I'm not gonna lie, I recorded the track like 4 times. That's how I know it's like that's the one I had in the dream.
Okay.
So I've changed it up, re-recorded it like 4 times. So I feel like that's probably the one I put my all into. But I feel like that was a message. Like it's, there's certain stuff you just don't gotta go back to.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to backtrack. That causes a loop,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that's for real though. But yeah, okay. So visuals.
Visuals. I just recorded my first video, my first
Okay.
music video. It was real fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that music videos are easy.
Hey, yeah, for sure. It damn near like acting.
It is.
For real.
It really is. It's like acting. A lot of stuff goes into it though. And
Mhm.
I think when I first started this journey, I never thought I would really put as much as I put into it.
Mhm.
Because like I said before, I've tried a bunch of things, but when it comes to music, I put so much money behind my music.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I think all of my visuals, I want them all to tell a different story. So I'm gonna have like, I don't want no boring just rapping in front, just having, I don't want none of that. I want every song to show a different story that'll connect with somebody in something.
Okay, yeah, because that's what them visuals are for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To bring them lyrics to life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For us to see that play, that act, them roles, and all that type of stuff. You know, so heck yeah, that's nice. For sure, can't wait to see that all the way. So let's say about performance.
I love performing.
Yeah, you never had any stage fright in the beginning before that, or?
No, I used to dance.
Okay.
So, like growing up in Majorette, you know, I've been in front of huge crowds at competitions, stuff like that. So I really feel like that kind of knocked all my fear out. And then, like I said, when I was 10, I was rapping before I moved here. And we used to have real big school showcases. So I didn't have stage fright. I think the only thing I was really scared of is probably like competitions. Like, you know, doing showcases where it's a competition.
Yeah.
I get kind of nervous on them because it'd be like, you know, oh shit, like we going in front of everybody. Am I better than this person? And then it's like you put in your mind, like you comparing yourself with other people.
Correct.
And that kind of deter my mission. So, but once I get on stage, it's like I'm speaking something bigger than me. Like I lose myself. If you ask me after a performance, what made you do this? I don't know.
Yeah. Just winging it and, you know, going with your first, you know, feeling, first thoughts. Yeah, because that's what I was going to get into also. I remember you hitting me for the RR. You came up there and performed. Yeah, and, like, we had you as one of the top 3 winners, but then it was, like, the next person, and it was like, damn. But so we were sitting there shuffling off of you for sure, because, you know, I was one of the judges. But... yeah, nah, but that, just saying me giving my critic of your performance with that, yeah, you like I say, shit, you was one of the top 5 of what we was choosing with the top 3. So you really had that deliverance, presence. We ain't seeing no, because you got some people that just, they don't really perform. They be just hype, damn near being their own hype man.
Yeah.
And ad-libbing their own song.
That part.
I'll be like, bro, perform the whole verse, bro.
Yeah.
You just, and something. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I think before I performed, I was watching everybody. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm not saying nothing about nobody. Yeah. So don't come at me.
Man, that's our critic, man. Fuck that. I ain't even get on the mic to really get on the DJ. I forgot dude's name, but he was from Dallas. He was talking more. I was like, shit, cool. Because I was about to let motherfuckers know how to get it together.
I was sitting there like, dang, I ain't got no competition.
Basically.
And I think and somebody told me that at the show, they was like, you set the bar. Like, after me, the show changed.
Yeah, that's what I think that's, because we didn't speak of each artist. After each artist, we spoke after every third or second artist. And I ain't gonna lie, I think I'm the one that said that, like, yeah, y'all see, they set the bar of this, you set the bar of this, now y'all gotta come with it, all that dragging and, you know what I'm saying, come with that shit. So, but that mug was nice. And like I say, it looked, like, for me just seeing the mic drop of being that, of how you delivered, and seeing of your performance, yeah, you for sure has the artistry, like,
Thank
for sure.
you.
So you just, you know, keep being in your bag, get out, you know, your mental of doubt, you know, even though we know that shit is there always.
Yeah, it is.
I be having doubt my damn self, even when interviewing people, whatever type doing. But yeah, though, like I could say certified artists have the for sure artistry.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that.
It just diversity, never stay one lane. Just stay diverse. Like how you say tapping into R&B. That would be great. That's for sure legal for women, for sure, because even what you bringing up, just Brittany, use her as an example. It's time she rap. Then she got some R&B songs in the most hard. For real. So yeah, though, okay. But that wasn't your first performance, huh?
Nah,
well, you said that all of those, but after you go through them competitions, what do you tell yourself of what more you need to add to yourself to be them top 3s? Or... Yeah,
I always ask questions. I try to ask questions. You know, I asked at Roots of Royalty. I did reach out to
the Roots dude.
No, not the Roots dude.
Okay.
I reached out to.
You got Jafar there. Okay, because he was with us there too.
Because I chopped up with him afterwards. I got his Instagram and stuff like that. He was like, he was telling me like, you know, your delivery hard. I think your beats need to be a little better, and just consistently working.
Heck yeah, like I say, ain't nothing wrong with results all the way, and you getting your feedback. Cause I used to on Instagram, I was doing free music reviews, taking the time out for like 2-3 hours. I had different judges up there, and we was criticizing. I was just straight criticizing, and they was wanting them feedbacks and stuff. So
Yeah, I do. I participate in a lot of music reviews.
Yeah.
Music reviews.
yeah.
So
Okay, so this year missions. Because all of those was at the end of last year for the performance and all that. Well, how are your first quarter going so far?
my first quarter is more so like my grind quarter. At first, originally, I did want my first quarter to be like me just releasing everything, going out there. But what I had to realize is I used to not feel like I needed a plan. Like, I felt like, sometimes you just do it.
Yeah.
But I had to realize you do have to just do it, but as well as have a plan behind you just doing it.
A track at least, like, a roadmap track at least to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at now. Like my first quarter's been going really good. I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work. So like I have a beat from EXO. I'm gonna drop that right after my project. I'm planning on working with Big Cuz real soon. So I'm gonna have a lot of different like stuff that people just ain't expecting.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up.
I'm doing my first opening show May 10th with Kinderman.
Okay.
Possibly another opening show right after that, May 11th.
Okay.
I can't speak on that one yet though. So
yeah, hey, nah, you don't have to, But nah, shit, that's fire. How do you feel? That's when the other question I was supposed to ask you. What type of artists have you worked out here with in Houston? Like, what type of people? I know you say because we got EXO. Any female artists, male artists you like networked with or did some tracks
I've
with?
networked with a lot of people, genuinely. But I haven't done any tracks with anybody as far as like artists themselves. I am thinking about putting Sonny the Rapper on my next project, but we're gonna know for sure real soon.
Yeah.
But I am really, really thinking about putting her on a song. Of course, I want to network with Kinderman. When I meet her, I've loved her since He Be Like before He Be Like ever got hot. Like that was my song. I believe Houston has a lot of potential.
For sure.
A lot of potential. And I want to do like, I want to work with a lot of artists. I will definitely want to work with a lot of males out here. Like, I feel like F&B Long Money is hard. Really, like, he getting his shine, but he been hard.
Yeah, when he was fat.
Yeah.
Because Young Ro from A-Leaf, so we was jamming him with Young Ro.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Been hard, yeah.
Hard duo. So, yeah, and then it's good that he's it's not a revamp, but it's I think it is for him, but it's hitting its peaks that it's supposed to hit too, like for sure. Have Men Have Amazing, fire for sure, and that mug can go for a long time for sure. Like that Young Al shit, like for sure that mug can go far. But and it is a lot of people. Like good people to network with and all of that. Have you went through any bad experiences in the industry?
I ain't gonna say like not like I ain't been through no traumatizing stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the music industry you do get scammed out of a lot of money.
Yeah, people trying to get over finesse and shit.
So I've been scammed out of a lot of money, a lot of fake promoters, a lot of you gonna get this and this gonna be that, and then it don't be that, people really like, this show gonna have this person here and you gonna, network with these people, don't really be that, I feel like a lot of that happens in the music industry. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I feel like, I just told somebody a couple weeks ago, like, I feel like upcoming artists are like the new hit for your scams.
For sure, baby.
Because everybody wanna blow, so...
Facts. And then what just me expressing my opinion on the media outlets going to the same people, same gossip, same controversy. They ain't even trying to link with the upcoming. Like we barely see, like, the upcomings on other people platforms and all that of what they would need to be on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We hearing about the same legends,
Mm-hmm.
same people that already reach legendary or a certain status that they've been chasing for. But yeah,
I got scammed by a media outlet. Well, I ain't gonna say technically it wasn't a scam, but it was a scam. Like,
yeah,
and I always I ask for people policies, especially if you charging me outrageous prices.
mm-hmm.
I always ask for policies, but it was a podcast that I kind of wanted to get on just because I seen the direction of where it was going as far as the topics it was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I invest money into my craft. I have no problem with investing into myself,
Mm-hmm.
but that specific person, I feel like he played on my mental, and I wouldn't say no names, but yeah I just wouldn't.
Well, they know they bad business
for sure.
that shit, like, cause man, I don't know. I don't even want to go deep or say my purpose versus these purpose, but hey man, we still here. This train gonna keep.
Yeah, I love that you working with people with all different backgrounds. Like I seen Arshae.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a lot of other upcoming artists, the one from Roots of Royalty.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you tapping into that underground market because people don't realize that people have we have purposes too. And people will turn their back on it and be like, oh, okay, she ain't got enough clout yet, I don't want her on my platform.
Mm-hmm.
But not realizing what's really around the corner,
Exactly. Then once you really hit that,
then
now you
begging.
them.
Yeah.
So now they fried. You didn't miss your chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I appreciate it all the way. Like I say, this is just for Texas and people that's involved in Texas. Matters if they from the States or not. Shit, we to the Texas love is real to where we welcome, open arms, damn near be adopting people from other states and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so much going on in Texas to where
it is.
How can you miss or how can you lose? Being in one. So that's with me. I'm just diverse, and me myself is not supreme creator, but open-minded to where and relatable to everybody. Like how we say the personal shit of how parents growing up with their childhoods or the struggles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The raw parts of and going through bad business people. You know what I'm saying? So all that type of shit was experienced since 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
we were really getting it out the mud.
Yeah, for sure. From and boys can boost this and have this up there, but when you hit that certain peak, the mission is to keep that peak and turn it into an average. Because I see a lot of people with a lot of followers,
and
the numbers don't. You know what I'm saying? At all, or they run out of ideas. They stagnant in one lane. They don't even
people
got
don't know how to pivot.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I appreciate all the way. Yeah, this here on Texas, my mission. Yeah, and I'm sticking to it. Because it's a lot of people. With me being the type of creator I am, a lot of people want me to personally get involved with their projects instead of enough talk. I'll make it to it personally, I retired of helping people and doing all of that. And I'm enough talk now. So if you want me involved, you got to have enough talk involved and go through the policy and the structure of how enough talk is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but hell yeah. It's a lot of shit that my ass be going through that for motherfuckers talking shit and then they coming back wanting to do some work and all of that. But yeah, I ain't really got to explain that much. We working, so that's why we call it enough talk too.
Yeah, you're doing.
You know what I'm saying?
Enough talk.
You know what I'm saying?
We done talking, we just doing. Okay.
Exactly. It got its good and its bad to it. People like, hey, they working. Enough talk, straight action. Or they'll be like, man, these people talking too much. Enough talk, cut that shit off. Cut it short. All right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why I named it straight action, basically. But heck yeah, though. So, yeah, we got the album or the tape, the project on the way. For this first half of the year, you got some shows coming up, some networking, some possibly features. I hope they come through. You know what I'm saying? So, what can you say your end of the year goal? Like where you want to be by the end of the year?
I'm not gonna lie. And y'all might think I'm crazy when I say this, but I got a crazy faith. I'm gonna be one of them ones by the end of the year for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of people tapping in behind the scenes that people don't see. A lot of, like, people on my page.
Mhm.
Like, what a lot of people don't realize, too, that everybody look like the view count and the follower counts. What I didn't realize until this year was you never know who's in them views.
Facts.
You may have got
They
1,000 views, but who is in one of them 1,000? You know what I'm saying?
They watch it.
And I've realized that heavy this year, from like different people, from labels to, like, I'm talking crazy top producers, like, that's producing Nicki Minaj and, you know, Chris Brown, all of them, like, tapping in, like, yeah, you hard, keep going, like, I got something for you, stay consistent, type stuff. So it's a lot of behind the scenes that I've been witnessing and I've been feeling to where I know I'm getting pushed this year. Like, this year's my push year. And by the end of the year, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a lot of people's favorite artist.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's
like,
fire.
Music will be full time before the end of the year, for sure.
That's fire. And like how you said, they are watching. Trust me, you probably think the results that we be wanting is probably like a full direct of, yeah, man, I fuck with your shit, this and that, and all of that, or a certain share from a certain person, or a certain like, or, you know, repost or representing from a certain people. But as long as you got their eyes, and if you got their eyes, you got their ears.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people, that's why I say, they be in the DMs. I ain't gonna lie, they be in my DMs heavy, and that's how I know they watching, because they let it know. They be in my DMs, my likes. Sometimes they'll comment, like DDG just commented, 600 Breezy, he was in, you know, possibly before then. But I've also had, like, you know, QC DJs have actually reposted my stuff. I got a lot of people that genuinely, like, be like, yeah, you one of the ones for sure. Fire. They just don't, you know, I only have a few songs out right now. That's why I say it's imperative that I get my track and my project out. And I feel like I've held on to it so long that it's like, girl, what you holding on to it for? Like, let it go, you know? So,
yeah, drop that shit. Heck yeah, give them something to eat for sure. Because the other thing that I say, well, my advice to artists is that that's just a dice roll. Throw it out there. Because I always give the example of Soulja Boy. We had his music, he cranked it. Then he dropped the music video like 3 years later and revamped. And, you know, now that shit is like a classic. So even the old shit probably hit. You know what I'm saying? They probably carry you to that next step. Level. You know what I'm saying? So give them some. And you don't have to give them all. Give them a piece. You know what I'm saying? Piece by piece. Appetizers. Niggas still be starving after appetizers, you know. That's, for real. That's what you give them the full meal, or, you know, the preparation steps basically of just serving to the people when it comes to your content, when it comes to your music and stuff. But yeah, though. No.
I feel like everybody said that about, like, BTB was one of them ones, and I haven't dropped a music video.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. Once I think I watched the other one first, the Stand on That, and then when I watched Been That, I was like, damn, she got that energy. You could tell her. You could tell, like, she fit, like, all that shit. Like, you could feel that shit. You can see all of that. The
music video for that one gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
I do drop it.
That's hard. That's hard all the way. For real. So, yeah, we dived into the tape. What's the tape called again?
Black Rose.
Black Rose. Yeah. Yeah, because you laced me up on meaning of a black rose. Yeah, that. Some more visuals. Of course, you gotta crank up with some more visuals. At least a good 3 from those.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't gonna lie. Before the tape actually drops, and I'm talking the tape drop in the beginning of May. I've already got one visual done. I'm doing another one next week for my R&B, and BTB's visual will be on that. All of them are dropping with the tape, so I think it's gonna be real fun to see.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire all the way, for real though. Heck yeah, I feel like we done wrapped up and dived into a lot of stuff. I don't think I missed anything, huh?
I don't think you missed anything. Just be on the lookout, y'all.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout. My Instagram is the only Arshae. I'm sure you might put it in the description or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can give them all that. Give me your Instagram, where your music at.
My music YouTube, on every platform. My YouTube is Arshae, Arshae. I'm getting back into my blogs and my story times but it's gonna incorporate my music in it because I feel like I really want to show people the behind the scenes part. The process. And I really feel like my time coming, so I think it's gonna be fun to look back at like, dang, you know, this was this here, and then look at you now, you know.
Nah, for real, and that's good footage and good like timeline trackage of, like I say, the process, and they get to see of where you really, what things that you overcame, all that type of shit. That shit works because that's a lecture. People learning, you know what I'm saying? And people always want to watch something to learn. Shit to learn is a hit. That's how y'all got the hair tutorials, makeup tutorials, women winning with content, cooking tutorials, all that type of shit.
I feel like that, and I feel like we need that. Like, a lot of people need to be motivated, especially in this day and era. Like, you know, there's so much stuff going on. It's like a lot of people be lost in the sauce. And
for real.
I want to be that to bring it back. Like, my main purpose ain't just to entertain, but it's also to motivate you. It's to get you on something new. Like, be you. Like, I focus myself on being myself. I won't rap nothing that I won't actually do. So, be you and see how far it really take you. Like, actually take the shit serious. Do you. Put in the work.
For real, that's some real shit. And that shit type of stuff of me interviewing people, y'all don't be know. I be taking notes from that, cause you know what I'm saying. It's like I'm learning from y'all. We all in the entertainment, but it's from a different, you know, lane, different angle, for sure. And then they let me know of how to deliver y'all. You know what I'm saying, the correct way, then all controversy and other bullshit or whatever type. You know what I'm saying? And
I would just stay true to you. Like, I genuinely appreciate the way you did this, the way, you know, I was able to hit you up directly about even the Roots to Royalty showcase. Like, all of that, like, I see it's genuine in you. Like, you genuinely enjoy doing what you're doing. For sure. And as long as you do that, you got it for sure.
Yeah, because me, I made myself a student to where I'm trying to be around anything I can learn. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Even though I know I'm teaching at the same time, the teacher is a student, but just stay a student. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But now this fire, appreciate you tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Boys is always here. Enough Talk is always here for whatever, you know, other than, you know, than the interview, media coverage, whatever type of stuff. We here, you know, and you see boys responsive and very active, you know, on the page and all of that though. So, but yeah, appreciate you tapping in. This was a fire session. But yeah, y'all tap in. And your Instagram is the only
Arshae.
Okay, I thought it was the real Arshae. The only Arshae.
Yeah,
the only Arshae. Y'all tap in. You gave him Arshae on all platforms.
Arshae.
Yeah.
You look up Arshae. BTB gonna probably be the first one that come up.
Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I typed it in YouTube. I saw that the mic drops. I was like, oh yeah, okay, this her for sure. Yeah, but yeah, man, y'all tap in. Y'all heard May tape coming out, Black Rose. Some more visuals, upcoming features, all that type of shit.
All that.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back a year from now and we're gonna see where your platform is. It's gonna be up there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be up there. For sure. And we're just gonna come back and be like, man.
Yeah. Nah, for real. That process be amazing too.
Yeah.
For sure, the growth of the seeing the growth and stuff. But yeah. Heck yeah, y'all. Again, the only Arshae. Y'all already know. We at One Sound Vibe, 1svbookings.com. Shout out to them for allowing us to come in here and work, you know. Hey, man. Like I said again, the only Arshae.
Enough talk.
Yeah, that's enough talk for them.